Hi, it's been a while that I told you guys a story. Today I'm not going to tell you a story exactly, but I'm going to tell you two incidences and let's see what we infer out of it. Yeah? A man in Ohio, USA abducted 3 women and kept them captive for 11 years. These women went through rape, assault, and he even attempted to murder them. He impregnated one of the victims at least 5 times and he forcefully induced miscarriages by brutally attacking her. And one of the victims was impregnated by him and she delivered a girl child during this period. And in 2013, that is after going through 11 years of hell, these women finally found their escape. A movie was also made based on this incident, but if you're planning to watch it, let me give you a heads up, it is a disturbing movie. So when I was a child, I have witnessed domestic violence in my neighborhood and it was happening quite frequently, and these memories aren't faint. I just remember them vividly, and particularly because though I did not understand the intensity of it back then, it didn't just seem normal to me, because I have seen men just drag their wives to the street and beat them brutally. But one thing is for sure, neither did I understand why men were so evil to their wives, nor do I understand why women allowed their husbands to treat them that way. Very recently, I came across an incident. A woman that I know was being beaten up brutally by her husband, say every fortnight, irrespective of him being drunk or not. One day I see this woman, her face is swollen, her face is bruised, and I asked her what's wrong with her, and she broke down and told me all about it. Every time such incident happens to her, she decides to leave her husband, but later forgives him and decides to move on with it. Not just her, many women around the world behave exactly the same way. They continue to stay in the marriage despite it being toxic. Domestic violence is that one adult in a relationship establishes fear and control in a relationship through violence and other forms of abuses like physical abuse, sexual abuse, financial abuse, psychological abuse, social abuse, and even abortion of female fetuses. Domestic violence is the most common form of violence against women, and it is unfortunately understood to be a very typical and acceptable behavior. Domestic violence has been happening all around the world for ages, and a recent report shows that there is an increase in domestic violence during this pandemic in many countries, including the US and Australia. The reason for me to talk about these two incidences is that I don't see a difference between the abductor and the abusive husband. In fact, I see similarities. The man abducted 3 women, took away their freedom, chained them like animals, and used them for his own selfish needs, not considering that they have a life too. He took away 11 years from them. Similarly, women go through hell in the name of marriage. The male dominance has been passed on from generation to generation. Many women are being raped in the name of marriage. Now that is not marriage, it is barely a relationship. Women stay in this relationship for various reasons. She is dependent on her husband, she has to take care of her children needs a father, and various reasons like this make her emotionally weak. And most of all, she has always been taught by her parents or elders that no matter how your husband treats you, it is part of their marriage and she has to bear with it. Women go through domestic violence and still choose to stay in that relationship simply because she is helpless. But why is she helpless? Are we just focusing on, setting up rules and regulations for a woman to sort of conduct herself in a marriage, to succumb to all those ill treatments that's done to her, rather than teaching her that she should stand up for herself when she's been ill treated, and teaching her about independence, financial independence, and making it clear to her that nobody has the right to control her life, because she deserved to live her life and not be just done with it. Please do not believe that your husband has all the rights to disrespect you, because it is your husband who out of all shouldn't be disrespecting you. Teach what is right and wrong, not just to women, but to men too. Do not stop at teaching your daughter to respect her husband. Also teach your son to respect his wife. Now this reminds me of an incident that happened a few years ago. In one of the organizations that I worked for, we were hiring for our team, and there were about 10 to 12 MBA grads that walked in for the interview. We were having a group discussion. I don't really remember the topic, but during the discussion, a woman mentioned she believes that Pati is Parmeshwar, and she will just agree to whatever he does. I was really shocked to hear that from a well-educated woman. What is it? Is it just important to be present in a relationship, or is it important to live in that relationship? So where are we heading? Let alone debating about educated women and uneducated women, because our education does not start from school, it starts at home. Women learn and get influenced by other women at home or from other family members. So does men. My thought is this, and I urge you to think about this. Are we setting a wrong example or being a wrong influence on the future generation? Because when a woman allows her husband or anyone to ill-treat her or disrespect her and acts as though it's normal and she's okay with it, then tomorrow if someone disrespects her daughter, she's going to allow it and act as though it's normal, because that's what she learned from you. And this is not going to stop there, it is going to pass on. Stop making women believe that domestic violence is part of marriage and it is normal. Do not prepare a woman to psychologically get accustomed to the inappropriate behaviors of men, saying that that's how men are. Because no, that's not true. No true man would treat a woman like that. If only women, right from the time human beings evolved, stood up for themselves and stood against the injustices that was happening to them, maybe today this place would have been a better place for women. Women has all the right to live the life she wants with respect as much as men do. And that is the kind of influence we need to bring to future generations. The truth is this: there is no perfect marriage, because nobody is perfect. In fact, we don't need a perfect marriage. We need a happy marriage. Both the individuals need to work really hard to make this marriage into a happy marriage. There should be mutual respect, trust, complement each other's imperfections, work around their differences, and stand by each other unconditionally through all the highs and lows that life throws. Give as much as you can, and this give should happen both the sides, because if only one person is giving, you are soon going to push that person to the very edge and things are just going to fall apart. And we don't need that. Put in all your efforts if you think the other person is worth your efforts. If you are in a relationship that makes you live your life in constant fear or any sort of abuse, or if you are subjected to endless insults or lack of respect, or if this person makes you feel down upon yourself, that means you are living in a toxic relationship, and such relationship does not add value to your life. And you do not deserve a life like that. Nobody does. So wake up and walk out of it, because women are stronger than they think they are. And let's remind ourselves not to give up on empathy in the midst of working towards women empowerment. Also, offer that sisterhood and friendship towards other women who are in need of it. And for those women who are going through domestic violence and have nowhere to go, there are many organizations that help and save women who go through domestic violence. Please do reach out to them.